What's up, Guardians? It's a Solo Gamer Dad, and today we're going to take a look at and see can the Contraverse hold Void Warlock build hold up in a solo Grandmaster Lost Sector. Now, in each and every video, we're going to take a look at a few things: survivability, damage output, and timeliness. Timeliness being, can we complete these missions in a short amount of time, since a lot of us have responsibilities outside of the game. We're not 24/7 content creators. But as always, on this channel, we're going to take the most popular builds that we see from our favorite content creators and test them out in high-end solo content missions to see, are they truly viable for us solo players? But before we get into the build, let's take a moment and acknowledge the Lord today by taking a look at today's verse of the day. Today's verse of the day can be found in 2 Corinthians and states, remember this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. This verse is mainly talked about finances, but it can also mean your time. If you sow only a little time into your family and your relationships, then you're going to reach a shallow relationship. But if you end up sowing a lot of time, a lot of dedication to your family, then you will reap a deep, rich relationship with your family. Now let's get back to the video. For today's build, we are testing the Void Warlock Contraverse hold grenade spam and seeing, does it truly hold up in a solo Grandmaster Lost Sector. Starting off with the subclass setup, we're running the Nova Bomb Super. I like this super honestly over the others because the insane burst damage deals, which really comes in handy for some of our champions in today's video. Up next, we're using the Empowering Rift. I'm opting for this route instead of the Healing Rift because we will have another source of reliable healing later on, and Empowering Rift is going to help us get our abilities back that much faster. For our grenade choice, we're going to be using the Axion Bolt Grenade. And honestly, after Bungie updated these, in my opinion, they've really overtook Vortex Grenade, which used to be the popular choice for this setup. However, Vortex Grenade is still a viable choice, but for ad clearing, I really like running the Axion Bolt. Moving on to our aspects, we are running Chaos Accelerant, which is going to give us a second explosion, as well as better Seekers on our Axion Bolt. Our second aspect is going to be Feed the Void, which is going to be our primary source of healing, and what it does is going to, every single time we get an ability kill, which means every single time a Grenade Seeker takes out an enemy, it is going to grant us healing as well as additional energy. For our fragments, we're running Echo of Instability to give us volatile rounds after every grenade kill, Echo of Persistence, which is going to make our Devour last longer, Echo of Reprisal, giving us super energy on final blows when surrounded by enemies, and finally Echo of Remnants, which will make our grenade last longer. For our exotic choice, we're going to be using the Contraverse hold, and this is going to give us a little bit of damage resistance as we charge our Chaos Accelerant, but the primary thing it's going to give us is on grenade hits, it's going to give us grenade energy back. That means every single time a Seeker hits an enemy, every single time you deal damage with your grenade, you're going to get grenade energy back. For our exotic weapon, we're going to be running Graviton Lance because, let's be honest, who doesn't like more explosions? Combine with volatile rounds and the intrinsic trait from Graviton Lance, you're going to be blowing up the field with void energy. Another good option here is Choir of One, but if you don't have that already, Graviton Lance is a wonderful option. As far as our stats are concerned, the main focus is getting a grenade stat as high as humanly possible. All of your other stats aren't that particularly important because you are going to be getting energy back from Orbs of Power, which we'll see later on with the mod. But if I had to suggest another stat to push, I'd probably say Super, just so you can get it back a little bit quicker, and the higher your Super stat is, the more damage it's going to end up dealing. For our helmet mods, I'm running an Ashes Asset and a Harmonic Siphon. I totally forgot to switch out the Kinetic Siphon when running this Lost Sector, but as you see, I didn't really need it. I probably would have run a second Harmonic Siphon or a second Ashes Asset, totally up to you. If you're wanting more Orbs of Power, run the Siphon. If you want super energy, run the Ashes. For our gauntlets, I'm running a Grenade Font with double firepower. The Grenade Font is going to bump our grenade stat an additional 20 points, so long as we have armor charge, and the double firepower will give us normal power on grenade kills every 3 seconds. If you don't care about the font, then you can replace it with another firepower to give you normal power every time you get a grenade kill. For our chest, I'm running some resistances, and these can be swapped out for whatever content you're running. I would encourage you guys, though, to put on a resistance that matches the element Surge. For me, I have on a Harmonic, Melee, and Concussive resistance because we had a Void Surge going on. For our boots, I'm running Harmonic Scavenger to give us more ammo generation on our Graviton Lance skills, an Absolution to give us a cooldown for all of our abilities every time we pick up an Orb of Power, and a Void Surge to give our Graviton Lance more damage. For our class item, I am running Bomber to give us more grenade cooldown when we use our class abilities, Reaper so that when we use our Empowering Rift, the next kill will give us more power, and finally Powerful Attraction to scoop up nearby ores when we pop a Rift. Although this probably could have been swapped for a time dilation to make our surges and fonts last longer. Now, as you can see by the gameplay, every time I'm getting a grenade kill or an ability kill, I'm getting devoured, with which how much I'm able to spam my grenades. I only end up dying twice, both times from being Tum. The first time by a Hobgoblin because I wasted my abilities on a Gnat Swarm, and the other, we're just not going to talk about it. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. Charge a grenade for Chaos Accelerant, throw your grenade into a group of enemies, and get grenade energy back by Contraverse hits and devour kills, and repeat the process. As you can see by the boss damage, these grenades do massive damage. Grenade kills give volatile round with Graviton Lance gives more explosions. If I had to improve this build any more, I would probably use a weapon that had destabilizing rounds and Repulsor Brace, which gives Void Overshield on killing enemies with the Void debuff. I know Compact Defender from the new Renegades campaign drops the role like that, but how rare it is, I don't know. Other than that, this build is pretty solid. It has great survivability, great damage output, and I only took about 30 seconds longer than the normal timer for this Lost Sector. So that's it for today's video. As always, remember, it's fun to play games, but more fun to be with your family. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. This is SGD signing off. Thanks for watching.